Happy Sunday, fellow subscribers, men, women alike. This video is actually going to go out for anybody, but specifically for Keto4Deb and for, if I'm saying it right, which I believe I am, for Mieka. And I wanted to say, you guys are doing a great job. I admire your persistence. Um, I admire that you've taken it upon yourselves um, to go about making yourselves healthier and making and trying to feel better about yourselves. And I think that's a great thing. And I think you guys are on the right path to doing what you're doing and to achieve the goals that you're doing. And I would like to show you a few stretches and also go over that Superman one more time for the strengthening of that lower lumbar, lower back region. It will also, these stretches, when I'm going to show you little tweaks in the common stretch that will also help with the thoracic and the cervical region as well throughout when you're stretching. Through different things that I've done through lifting, I've noticed that my lower back gets sore. Sometimes my middle of my back, my thoracic area, also gets sore. So basically, I've come up with a few things that have helped me feel better so I can continue to increase the weight and not feel injured or get injured. I also recommend, if you can, hanging from a pull-up bar, because hanging and stretching that spine out, I also showed that in a video, but hanging that I had made, but hanging and stretching that spine is very important. But what I wanted to show on that Superman was really, and if, like I said before, if you can only get the top part of your body up, fine. Okay, if you can only get the top up, fine. And if you can only do it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, fine. The goal is, on that 30 seconds for 3 sets. You could even work up to a minute for 3 sets. You could do I would recommend 3 sets in the beginning of the workout. And if you can do 3 sets during the workout, in between the sets that you're doing. On a cardio day, I would recommend doing it 3 sets in the beginning of the workout and then 3 sets at the end of the workout. But like I said before, if you can only get your torso up, the top part of your body without your legs, then that's what you want to do, and just keep it up. I would recommend getting like a yoga mat, because it's kind of hard on the floor, which is probably why when I come up and I'm like, it's kind of difficult, and I'm kind of sore and shot too. So, but if you're like Superman, it's easier if you keep your arms a little in and so far out, but like right here, wherever it's comfortable for you, and just practice raising up, and imagine the top part of your hand reaching towards the ceiling, and keep that head neutral and raise up, and then just keep your head as like this here. You can also obviously look at the floor. It's probably better to keep your spine more neutral, but I have a tendency to look up, which is fine too. But if you're having any pain or discomfort looking up, stay neutral. If you don't notice anything, look up, stay, just try to keep your head, when you're doing this here, just try to keep everything straight. You don't want to really be kinking up, because sometimes if you kink up, you can aggravate the upper trap, your upper trapezius. So I would recommend just keeping a neutral spine, and just kind of raising up and concentrating on the top of the hands going towards the ceiling. And so that's something that, if you want to just a side view real quick, if I just come up, okay, And even if I just come up this way here, you can feel it really, really tight there. So, and you want to be easy with that. And that's why I recommend starting off light and starting off slow. Now, for your stretch, now you're going to take your basic toe stretch, okay? Take your basic toe stretch this way here. Now, if I keep now work on this for 3 sets of 15 to 30 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds, or for 30 seconds, or, you know, whatever you can up to 30 seconds. Now, you can do the regular stretch. Now, if I put my hands more towards the tongue of my shoe, and I stretch and I try to, and I have to keep, you know, you want to keep your legs, you don't want to bend forward, you want to keep them, you know, straight, so you get the maximum stretch and you don't cheat. And if you just touch your tongues and then just raise that back just a little bit, not raise it, but I mean just kind of like tighten up. It's almost like you're moving your like you're trying to tighten up your shoulders, your back of your shoulders to like your ear, to like, you know, just like your upper neck a little bit, and you're kind of focusing in on that lower back, and you can really feel that stretch there. And if you walk your hands out more towards your toes and you do that, now you're going to be feeling it a little bit lower back, but you're also going to be feeling it kind of somewhat in the thoracic, in the lower, slightly mid-thoracic region. So you want to start off with the traditional stretch, get your body, get everything warmed up, but then if you kind of just play around with just, you know, you just really want to just kind of have your back here and just a little, you know, just a little up like that as you're in the stretch. So just a little bit up. And then when you're in that stretch, you can feel it. If I'm confusing anybody, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll try to find an easier way to explain this. Is kind of something that I've adapted to, which is help stretch that region. When you're in the stretch, the traditional stretch of touching your toes, and the next one I'm going to show you, which is going to be on the floor, touching your toes, you know, you're stretching out the spine anyways, and especially your hamstrings, which is of very importance. But when you do just little things like, you're not trying to arch up, but just, you know, as if you were arching up slightly without arching in a way, just so you can feel that extra stretch in the lumbar region, might take away some of the stretch feel, if you want to call it, from your hamstrings. But now we're focusing on that lower back. And a lot of people, through improper lifting, improper sitting and standing, etc., you know, stress that lower back region. You know, vertebrae are very sensitive, especially lumbar. It's a big vertebrae, but obviously with the discs in the middle and the ligaments and tendons and whatnot, you know, it's an easy area to strain and to hurt. And this last stretch I wanted to show you was just your simple, you know, your simple toe stretch, to where I'm going to the toes. But if I, and like I said, go to where you can. But if I come here and I do that same thing, you see, if I just can't really see it, you see how I'm just kind of up just a little bit. So if I'm in that stretch, normal, and then I'm just raising just a hair, now I'm feeling this part stretch, because I'm just raising up just a little bit with my upper back and my shoulders, just a hair, just to kind of feel it right in this area here, which is a wonderful feel, a wonderful stretch, and it will help any of that discomfort that's coming here. And if you stretch long enough, you're going to help strengthen that area as well. And, you know, obviously, you know, you can do that as you get farther out as well. And as you get farther out, now you'll feel it more in the hamstrings as well as here. If you're in more, you'll take away from the hams and feel it more lower back if you're doing that technique. But you're kind of trying to do both. So that's where you'd be working both stretches. And for the same seconds, 15 to 20 seconds, up to 30 seconds. So that was just the other stretch, that I wanted to show you there. And so yeah, just try to concentrate on those. And I just wanted to congratulate you ladies on just your sought out for success and doing for you, and just really trying to stay positive and just going for it. And that's what you want to do, because like I had said before in other videos, you're gonna have you idiots out there that look at you. You're gonna have people, obviously I feel self-conscious. I'm small, everybody is self-conscious, and you have your idiots that make you feel that way. But always remember that you're who you are, and you're a somebody. And always remember that you need to do what you need to do for you, to what makes you feel good, and to what you know is right for you. Not what an individual says is right for you, or what somebody else thinks is right for you. And you have to disengage from the thought of, and this goes out to anybody now. You have to disengage the thought that, is this right? You don't question it. Do what you do for you, because when it all comes down to it, all that you have is you. You don't have anybody in the reality of everything. You have you. Now, obviously, you have good friends, you have family, you have people that are loyal. But when it really comes down to it, who you're going to be left with, God forbid, in any situation, at any given time, is going to be you. So you want to always do for you. In not an egotistical way, not in a selfish way, but when it comes to health, when it comes to working out, when it comes to getting stronger, when it comes to building your mind, going to school, educating yourself, when it comes to these principles, when it comes to, if you're into religion, when it comes to learning, when it comes to principles of goodness, morale, when it comes to principles of want, of desire to be good for thyself, always remember that's where you need to be, and that's where you need to follow. And that's why I wanted to congratulate Keto4Deb and Mieka, because I can see that in you guys, and I love it, and it makes me happy, because it helps me feel better about myself, seeing other people that are trying to go beyond, what limitations others may have set for them. I'm not sure much on Keto4Deb, I'm not sure much on Mieka, I'm just making a broad, generalization here, and this goes out to anybody. But I did want to say to Mieka and Keto4Deb, I just wanted to say that I feel what you guys are doing are great, and if there is any reason to what I'm speaking about that is hitting home, just please go forward with the positivity and for yourselves. And again, thank you all for listening. God bless. Universally blessed. And if you don't believe, goodness to you all on this great Sunday. And please have a safe week ahead, a successful week ahead. And again, if there's any questions, if there's anything, please comment, make a video, comment. If I confused anybody, please let me know, and I'm here for you. So I appreciate that. Thank you.